Following video is not made for kids. Your discretion is advised. Hello to my subscribers. This is the TFangy coming to what will hopefully be a successful late night live stream discussion. And tonight, as the title of the video suggests, we are going to be discussing the first three waves of the Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Kingdom line. And here to help me out in this live stream discussion is a very good friend of mine. Sorry about that brief echo there. Please welcome my good buddy, Master Farr. Thank you, Master Farr, for coming by.
Hey, pleasure's all mine. It's 12 where I live, and I would have stayed up even later just to be here.
Well, thank you very much for that. So,
speaking of... Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Speaking of Kingdom, I finally got him. Upper.
Oh, nice.
He is nice.
Yeah, I actually... yeah, go ahead.
I can't wait for Pipes.
Yeah, me too. I think Pipes might be released in Wave 4 of the Kingdom line. Because I remember...
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm thinking he might be Selects, or... Yeah, Select sounds right.
Well, the reason why I think Pipes might be released in Wave 4 of the Kingdom line is because last year there was a database showing a majority of the Transformers figures being released in the Kingdom line, and with the reveals yesterday for Wave 3 of the Kingdom line, the action figures are going to get that leaked database from last year. All the characters on that list have been released in the Kingdom line or are going to be released in the Kingdom line. So Pipes was one of the characters in that list, so he just might be released in Wave 4. It did happen in the Earthrise line where a figure that was a repaint and a slight retool of a previously released figure was released at mass retail. I'm talking about Earthrise Trailbreaker. He could have been released in the Selects line since he was a repaint and a retool of Earthrise Hoist, who was released in Wave 1, but Hasbro released him at mass retail, so I'm hoping that Hasbro and Takara Tomy are going to do the same with Huffer and Pipes.
Well, Pipes is more obscure. Still, that would be cool to get Pipes. I like Pipes. So, we haven't seen Tigatron yet, or Pterosaur.
Now, someone else is here to join us. I shared the live stream, not only the live stream chat, but with other people on Discord. Everyone, please welcome Mr. TF Man. Hello there to you.
Hey there. Yeah. I don't think we've met before. Master Farr here.
Yeah. He's trying to get his mic fixed. Alrighty. So, brief collection update announcement. I went to Walmart for the first time today in 5 years. The nearest Walmart to where I live is an hour's drive from my house. And over the last 5 years, I have never been to Walmart until today.
And?
I had a successful hunt today at Walmart.
What'd you get?
I found two of the 3 Transformers Kingdom figures that I have. Mr. TF Man, I think there's an echo on your computer. I'm hearing myself.
No, his phone is on.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, anyways...
it's because I have a mic.
Oh.
Alrighty. Well, I managed to find at Walmart today...
You got one too.
I got Huffer. He was one of 3 Transformers Kingdom figures I still need to collect to add to my Transformers collection.
Yeah, that echo. You do have an echo on your end.
Okay, he'll come back when he gets it sorted out. So in addition to... so Huffer was one of 3 Transformers figures I needed to complete both Waves 1 and 2 of the Transformers Kingdom line. I'm this close to having all of the Wave 1 and 2 Kingdom figures in my collection.
Who are you missing?
Alongside Huffer, I found another one of the 3 figures that I'm missing. Airazor.
Oh, that's a great one. She's great.
I finally got her. And this was the last copy of her that Walmart had.
What else do you get?
That was it. Just Huffer and Airazor.
I did a little bit of bargain hunting at some, offhand stores, and I got a few things too. I got a 07 long arm.
Nice.
He's mostly complete, just missing the missile. I also got a Cybertron Snarl, he's missing the tail, but he's nice too.
Oh,
Got a
yeah.
big wolf head.
Yeah.
I got
And yeah.
this. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
This thing,
Oh,
Cybertron
yeah.
Runabout. Yeah, I'm thinking of doing a video on him.
Mm-hmm. Just so you know that, just so you know, at the time when that figure was released, Hasbro only could get a registered trademark on Run Amok. That's actually
In
his
Japan,
name.
it was called Runabout, actually.
Yeah, because Takara Tomy had a registered trademark on it there.
Like,
So, yeah.
this is like a literal definition of a wave filler. Could you make me full screen quickly?
I'll try. Oops, sorry, wrong button. Let me see if I can make you.
Take your time, man. But if
there you go.
Yeah,
there you
this
go.
is like definition of a wave filler right here. Like Cybertron had brought back some Armada toys, like they brought back Demolisher. This guy, Bendy Prime. They made Long Rack. They made Buzzsaw. Who else did it?
Blur.
Yeah, and, as Blur and a bunch of minicons. And funny thing, he doesn't have the minicon gimmick of the uppercut. Like, he has the mechanism, but he doesn't have it. Like, I tried doing a minicon on here earlier, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also got this one I really like, Energon Scorponok. And does he have gold plastic syndrome?
He does. Right there in the middle of his arm.
That's not too bad.
Right in the middle of his arm, those tiny elbow joints. Yeah, those parts right there that your pointer finger touched.
At least he has the
Yeah. Yeah, those suffer from gold plastic. Even though they're painted orange, it's gold plastic. So just be careful when you oppose his arms.
Wait, these aren't orange plastic?
No, they're actually a very orange, almost like ember colored gold plastic.
Really?
Yeah.
They feel stable to me.
Yeah, they do. But if you transform him too often and too many times in succession, then they will become weak.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's pretty much it, actually.
Yeah, so unfortunately, Energon Scorponok's an example of having gold plastic that doesn't even look like it's gold plastic.
Okay, you can. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
At least there's the black one. I have that one.
Oh, yeah,
I customized it into Black Zarek. That's another wave filler.
Yeah. Actually, it's not so much that even though they were wave fillers, it was also an excuse for Hasbro and Takara Tomy to use the molds more than once. Because financially, it's a waste for Hasbro and Takara Tomy to use a Transformers mold only one time and not use it for something else.
Still, they could have used a better mold for Runabout.
Yeah, I suppose they could have done better than Sideswipe.
They could have used like Hot Shot or Wheeljack.
Maybe Wheeljack. But I guess in Hasbro's mind, the best deluxe figure from the Armada line that pulls off being a robot in disguise in alt mode was the Sideswipe mold. There's no denying Sideswipe is the most Earth mode looking vehicle of all the deluxe figures.
Then they made it like Oil Slick and another one and another one.
Yeah, but at least that Oil Slick figure did have one retooled part. What? Because the Autobot logo on Sideswipe was sculpted onto the surface of the figure, so they replaced it with a Decepticon one for Oil Slick.
Like they could have like done so much. Like I understand the lack of needs, but like they could have just like like made a little hinge right here, like turn it around, face it on here, and it also would have fixed the model on the show.
Oh yeah,
it's a completely show accurate look, but like, that doesn't make it good, does it? Just because something looks good on paper doesn't make it good, right? MP44 and MPB 2.0.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the features that Hasbro and Takara Tomy decided to give the Armada line to make it look and feel like the original Generation 1 series, where the animation models of the characters in the cartoon were stylized compared to the actual action figures.
No, they were basically the same as the action figures in Armada.
Yeah. I guess
But
so.
I gotta say, this alt mode kicks ass.
Yeah.
Look at it. Flame
But there are
peeks out.
Yeah, but there were some poses in the cartoon that the action figures couldn't pull off, like Starscream being able to spread his legs apart, or Hotshot actually being able to punch his arm forward at the shoulder joint instead of just at the elbow. If you go back and watch the series, the robot modes are somewhat stylized. The animation models are somewhat stylized compared to the action figures.
That's when they're in model and look gorgeous. But but like, I don't get why you could see the head in the alt mode. It's kind of like, he's like a drag racer and he gets pulled over and he looks out the window and rolls it down. And there's only one problem with it. I am the vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I look at it, this could make a decent lockdown.
Just switch out the orange parts with neon green.
Yeah. So, back on track with Kingdom?
Yeah. So, Mr. Transformers Master 5857 Comedian Central, hello to you in the live stream chat. So, the main discussion is that the action figures that are going to be released in Wave 3 of the Transformers Kingdom line, which is set for release sometime around July of this year, that's the planned release date. They were revealed by a panel at Hasbro, and then later on several websites they went up for pre-order. So some of the highlighted characters that are going to be released in Wave 3 of the Kingdom line are going from largest to smallest. We're getting the Ark as the next Titan class Transformers figure.
I'm excited for that.
And lo and behold, we were kind of teased about this feature with a poster image showing all the characters that were going to be released in the Kingdom line that was released way back in January, shortly after the current year started. The Ark is going to transform into a robot. And the robot mode of the Ark is in fact based on an existing character from the Transformers G1 Marvel Comics. It is based on a character named the Last Autobot, aka Autonomous Maximus. So for those of you guys who don't know, Autonomous Maximus, aka the Last Autobot, he was a character from a short comic story released by Marvel USA during the G1 franchise, and he was basically from an alternate future in which the Decepticons won the war against the Autobots. They started hunting them down to the brink of extinction until Autonomous Maximus was the very last Autobot to exist in the universe, and he tried his best as to outsmart the Decepticons and survive because he knew that when he died, the Autobots would become extinct.
And they all died on board the Ark, right?
What?
At the end of the comic,
Yeah. Yeah, and so with Optimus Prime and the Autobots who left Cybertron dead, the Decepticons claimed victory, and eventually all the Autobots throughout the galaxy except for Autonomous Maximus were destroyed. I haven't read too much of Autonomous Maximus's story on the Transformers Wikipedia. I'll have to go back and watch it, but I thought I saw to the point that Autonomous Maximus tried to time travel and change history so that he wouldn't be the last Autobot. But yeah, Autonomous Maximus was the main character of a very tragic post-apocalyptic story from the Transformers G1 Marvel comics.
Forever so Alone Bot.
Uh-huh.
Is there an echo on your end?
No, I don't have an echo. I muted YouTube, so I shouldn't have an echo.
Oh.
If you're hearing noises, it's because my window's wide open because it's really hot where I live right now, and there's cars driving by in the street. Yeah. So yes, in addition to the Ark, one feature about the Ark is that Teletran 1 is a separate unit.
Mainframe, right?
Teletran 1 also now has a robot mode. And just like the Ark, Teletran 1's robot mode is based off an existing character from the Transformers comic books. He is based off the character of Autobot Mainframe. Mainframe has appeared in a few of the Transformers comic books, and he actually made his first cartoon appearance. He made an Easter egg appearance in the episode of Transformers Animated when Ratchet activated Omega Supreme.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So Yeah, so Mainframe has never transformed. He hasn't really possessed an alternate mode, and the Kingdom action figure of Teletran 1 that comes packaged with the Arc, if all the yellowish orange were to be switched out with both blue and red, then you would have Mainframe, a proper action
Selects.
figure Mainframe. But potentially selects if they decide to repaint that figure into Mainframe's colors.
I love how it comes with the golden disc and the Vok golden disc. And speaking of the Vok, remember how we were talking about them earlier?
Yeah, I remember.
Funny how they basically became Dark Nova in, like, they finally gave him and Violent Jagger an origin.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, I haven't really read too much into that story, I admit, but that is an interesting origin story for Violent Jagger.
Yeah, because, and there's like two Dark Novas, the one that Star Convoy killed and the current one that's trying to stop the Autobots from creating the Maximals, so they ruin their research.
Oh, yeah.
I still can't believe we never got a figure of the Vok, although Optimus Primal's
Mhm.
mace kind of looks like the Vok.
Yeah, to a point. I mean, it does look a bit like them.
Just needs the electric dreadlocks.
Yeah.
That would
And
be a cool band name, Electric Dreadlock.
I guess. But what genre of music would they perform? Haha.
Bang, bang, ding, ding, ding to me. Rock and roll reggae.
Yeah, I guess so. So, in addition to the Arc, the next Commander class figure that's going to be released is Rodimus Prime, and many Transformers fans and collectors have already come to the conclusion that Rodimus Prime is meant to be the Kingdom Rodimus Prime figure is meant to be an upgrade of this, the Studio Series Hot Rod figure.
It's also way bigger.
Exactly.
Can't wait for that.
Yeah.
That's going to be a fun set.
Yeah, it is, especially considering his trailer transforms in almost the same manner as the G1 figure did.
Minus the cabinet areas. Hey, do you think the Arc will be able to attach to Omega Supreme?
I honestly don't think so, because as far as interaction goes with the connector pieces, it's mostly been for the Titans that transform into the cities and bases. So I don't know if Metroplex has any of the attachments to him. I thought that gimmick didn't start until the Titans Return line.
It didn't start till Titans Return.
Maximus and Tripticon, yeah. Yeah. If it did, if the Arc were to have a way of connecting with other Titan class figures, most likely it would be towards the back of it, because we got teased the Arc during the Earthrise line and also with the Kingdom line, because I still have some Earthrise figures in their boxes. The two Battle Chargers, Run Amok and Runabout. But
dude, that would be so cool if someone would send me that one.
Yeah, but like in the images of the Earthrise and Kingdom lines, the Arc, it was on it's on I think it was on Metroplex's box. It might have been and on Jetfire's, I don't know, but it was definitely on Scorponok's box. The Arc is shown like it was at the beginning of the Generation 1 series, where it's standing vertically upward in the launch position. So my thinking is that if the Arc does have connector pieces to it, it's probably going to only work if it's propped upward and standing vertically up in the air.
I'm sorry, but I gotta go. I'm really tired.
Oh, no problem.
It's like 12:30 where I live.
Oh, yeah. I'll probably have to continue the discussion on my own.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm sure other people will join.
Good night. All right. Well, thank you for stopping by, Master Farr.
I'll see you next time.
Bye. Alrighty, so Master Farr, I had to take leave. So to continue with the other reveals for Wave 3 of the Kingdom line, we're also in addition to Commander Class Rodimus Prime, we're also getting the next Leader Class figure in the Kingdom line that's being released is going to be Galvatron. There's a bit of a controversy with Kingdom Galvatron, because just like some of the other Transformers figures that have been released this year, such as The one I showed a moment ago, Studio Series 86 Hot Rod, even though he's being sold as a Voyager-class Transformers figure, he's virtually the same height as the Studio Series 86 figures that have been sold in the deluxe class size, Jazz, Cup, and Blur. And so it looks very likely that Kingdom Galvatron is going to be the same in the same situation. Even though he's being sold as a leader class Transformers figure, Kingdom Galvatron is actually a Voyager class figure. He's just slightly bulkier and comes with additional accessory pieces that makes him oversized for the Voyager price point. So he's being sold in the next size class up, which is leader class. In some images promotional images that have come out of Kingdom Galvatron, he's shown to be the same exact height as the previously released G1 style Galvatron figure, which was the Titans Return Voyager class Galvatron that was released back in 2016. So that's a little disappointing, knowing that Kingdom Galvatron, even though he's a leader class figure, he's the same height as his previously released Voyager class as Transformers figure. So that's a little bit of a letdown for me, but I'm hoping I'll be able to get over it, because in the photos that have been shown, Kingdom Galvatron does have somewhat of an intricate transformation, and both his robot mode and his space cannon mode are more G1 accurate looking than the Titans Return version. Whether or not Kingdom Galvatron is going to be a triple changer and have the laser gun mode that the original Generation 1 Galvatron figure possessed, that remains to be seen at this point. So in addition to Galvatron, the two Voyager class figures that are going to be released in Wave 3 of the Kingdom line, one of them that I'm excited about is Rhinox. I have the Generations Voyager class Rhinox figure that was released in the Transformers Thrilling 30/IDW line back in 2014. In the images I've seen of Kingdom Rhinox, the transformation and some of the sculpted detailing on Kingdom Rhinox is all, some of it's almost identical to the Generations Thrilling 30/IDW Rhinox figure. So for me personally, it almost looks like Kingdom Rhinox might actually be a retool of the Generations 2014 figure. I'm checking the Transformers Wikipedia right now if they have any information on it. Says that Rhinox is confirmed to be the sole Voyager, brand new Voyager class figure of the Kingdom line. So whether or not Rhinox will actually I'm sorry, lost my train of thought there. Since Rhinox is the sole brand new Voyager class figure for Wave 3 of the Kingdom line, which Voyager class figure is going to be repacked and sold for a second time with Rhinox? Rhinox is anyone's guess. It could be Cyclonus, it could be Dinobot. Usually when a size class as a Transformers figure, whether it's a leader or a Voyager class figure, usually when a single brand new figure is released in a given wave, and the second figure is a repack of a previously released figure, it's usually a Transformers figure who's on the opposite factions. Actions is on the opposite side of the battlefield. For the Wave 2 leader class figures of the Kingdom line, Beast Wars Megatron is being released for a second time alongside the solitary leader class figure from Wave 2 of Kingdom, which is Ultra Magnus. So yes, most likely the figure that gets repacked and sold for a second time alongside the initial release of Kingdom Rhinox, it's most likely probably going to be either Dinobot or Cyclonus, depending on which of those two Voyager class figures is more popular with Transformers fans and collectors right now. But yes, I'm really excited for Rhinox. And then for the deluxe class figures that are being released in Wave 3, we've got Beast Wars Scorponok. And I am super excited to finally get a figure of Beast Wars Scorponok in my Transformers collection. Most of the characters, especially the Predacons that are being released in the Kingdom line, these are the first action figures of those Beast Wars characters that I've added to my Transformers collection. Kingdom Beast Wars Megatron, Kingdom Black Arachnia, and Kingdom Beast Wars Scorponok when he eventually gets released. Excuse me, please. those are going to be the first and currently only action figures of those Beast Wars characters that I have in my Transformers collection. All the Maximals, those Optimus Primal, Rat Trap, Cheetor, Rhinox, and even Dinobot. I have the previously released figures of those characters that were released in the Generations line in earlier years. The only Maximal, that's a brand new character and the first action figure of this character that I have in my Transformers collection is Deluxe Class Airazor. This is the first action figure of Airazor that I've added to my Transformers collection, so that's one of the reasons why I was super excited that I found her today at Walmart. So yeah, I'm really excited to finally have Airazor in my Transformers collection. It's currently rumored that Tigertron is going to be given a Voyager class figure later at some point this year. But whether or not Tigertron is going to be a new mold or if he's going to be a repaint and a retool of a previously released figure, I honestly cannot say. The only Transformers figure that can potentially be mold mates with Tigertron is Deluxe Class Cheetor. But since it's rumored that Tigertron might be a Voyager class figure, either Tigertron most likely is going to be a new mold, or the rumor that he's a leader class figure is just a leader, and just a Voyager class figure is false information, and that he's actually going to be a deluxe that's mold mates with Kingdom Cheetor. Or there's a third possibility that Tigertron is going to be a retool of Kingdom Cheetor, and he's going to be sold as a Voyager class figure, even though he's a deluxe, because he'll come with additional accessory pieces that Cheetor does not have. And then, in addition to Scorponok, the other new deluxe class figures being released in Wave 3 of the Kingdom line, we have Trax. Autobot Trax is being given a brand new deluxe class figure, and it's the first time in a decade that we have gotten an action figure of Trax. The previously released action figure of Trax was the deluxe class figure that was released in the Transformers Reveal the Shield line back in 2011. He was released under the name of Turbo Trax, since the gimmick with the Reveal the Shield line was that you, quote unquote, did not know the faction that certain Transformers characters were joined in, and there were rub signs in that line, so that was the only Autobot logo that Reveal the Shield Trax had, and had to show that he was an Autobot. The Reveal the Shield Deluxe Class figure remains the only action figure of Trax that I have in my Transformers collection, so I'm really excited for the Kingdom figure so I can finally add another figure of Trax to my Transformers collection, so I'm really excited for that. Some people were wondering if, just like the previously released Reveal the Shield Trax figure that I just mentioned, that figure of Trax that was released back in 2011, that figure was actually retooled into Wheeljack in the Generations line several months later in 2011, and so some Transformers fans and collectors were wondering if we were going to get an action figure of Trax. Was he going to be a mold mates probably with Earthrise Wheeljack? But no, it appears that Trax is an entirely brand new mold. Just like the G1 figure, he does have his quote-unquote third mode of his flying car mode. To this day, there's debate amongst Transformers fans and collectors as to whether or not Trax's flying car mode or winged car mode qualifies him to be a triple changer. But yes, I'm really excited for Trax. I mentioned Earthrise Wheeljack a moment ago. Wheeljack is just like RC in Wave 2 of the Earthrise line. The Earthrise Wheeljack figure is being released for a second time in the Transformers Kingdom line, so you missed out on Wheeljack when he was released in the Earthrise line last year. You will have an opportunity to get Wheeljack again in the Kingdom line. The action figure itself is virtually identical. The only difference is the box that he comes packaged in. And in addition to those figures, we have the next fossilizer that's being released in the Kingdom line. And this is apparently the first fossilizer in the Kingdom line that is going to be a Maximal. So it appears that not all of the fossilizers are Predacons. Some of them are going to be Maximals. So the fossilizers aren't just a subgroup of Predacons, they're a subgroup of Beast Wars Transformers characters. The first three fossilizers to be released in the Kingdom line are all Predacons ones, and so there was a debate amongst some Transformers fans as to whether or not if all the fossilizers were going to be Predacons, but with the reveals yesterday, for Wave 3 of the Kingdom line, the next fossilizers that are going to be released in Wave 3 are Maximals. We're getting a core class sized fossilizer named Dracodon, which is a repaint of the Wave 1 core class fossilizer of Predacon Vertebrake. And unlike Vertebrake, who is in fact a female fossilizer and a female transformer, Dracodon is in fact supposed to be a male Transformers character. It's not the first time that the same mold was used to make both a male and a female Transformers character. During the Power of the Primes line, one of the Legends class figures of Dinobot Slash, who was a female Transformers character, she was repainted and retooled into another character in the Power of the Primes line. I temporarily forgot his name, but the character that was mold mates with Power of the Prime Slash was in fact a male character, and it's going to bug me for the rest of the night that I couldn't remember that character's name off the top of my head. But moving on, in addition to a repaint of Vertebrake as a maximal fossilizer, the main fossilizer for Wave 3 is the deluxe class figure of the maximal fossilizer that's being named Wingfinger. So just like the other deluxe class fossilizers from the Predacon fossilizers from Waves 1 and 2, Wingfinger is an entirely brand new Transformers character. I'm looking at an image of him right here. I apologize for not being able to know how to bring the images of him here on screen with you guys, but yes, Wingfinger is a brand new maximal fossilizer, and he appears to transform into a pterodactyl, so that's pretty exciting to see that. So the first fossilizers were that were the deluxe class figures. There's Paleotrex from Wave 1, who transforms into a fossilized T-Rex, and then from Wave 2 we have Ractonite. I forget the name of the species of dinosaur that Ractonite transforms into. You'll see if I can bring it up here on the Transformers Wikipedia. Here it is. Styracosaurus. That's the species of dinosaur that Ractonite turns into a skeletal fossilized version of. But yes, it's really exciting to see that not all the fossilizers are Predacons. Some of them are, in fact, Maximals. Also, but as incredible as the fossilizers are, one of the figures that Transformers collectors are excited for in the Kingdom line is the final core class figure that was revealed in the Wave 3 of the Kingdom line. So in addition to Dracodon, who is a repaint of Vertebrake, the other core class figure that's being released in Wave 3 of the Kingdom line is an entirely brand new mold, and it is none other than Soundwave. That's right. So for those of you guys who have been collecting the core class figures in the Kingdom line of the Generation 1 characters such as Optimus Prime and Megatron, and also Starscream, we are getting Soundwave in the core class size as well. Also, for those of you out there who own the Siege and the Netflix Voyager class versions of Soundwave, and you're wondering what it would be like if a smaller version of Soundwave were to exist, so that, say, if you wanted to do a stop motion video, or if you wanted to reenact episodes in the G1 cartoon series where Soundwave shrinks his body when he transforms into his alt mode of his Earth vehicle alt mode of a cassette tape player, player, then you can use the upcoming Transformers Kingdom Core Class Soundwave, partner it up with either the Siege or Netflix Soundwave figures, and reenact Soundwave's mass shifting if you desire. So yes, that's really exciting having Core Class Soundwave being released. He's excuse me, my voice is starting to fail me. But yes, that is all the Transformers figures that are being released in the Wave 3 of the Transformers Kingdom line that were revealed yesterday. And I'm really excited for all of them. I'm hoping that I'll be able to go completist on the Transformers Kingdom line, because I was able to go completist on the Transformers Siege and Earthrise lines when they were released. But yes, so far out of all the Kingdom figures that have been released I'm really excited for most of them. I have all but one of the Transformers Kingdom lines, with the 2 deluxe class figures that I found at today at Walmart. I managed to find a Kingdom Huffer, and I also found a Kingdom Air-Razor. So with Huffer and Air-Razor now in my Transformers collection, the only Kingdom figure that I still have to collect is Voyager class Inferno. I got all of the other figures released in Wave 2 of the Kingdom line. I got Core class Megatron and Starscream. In addition to Huffer and Air-Razor, I also got Ractonite. And I did not get RC because I got the Earthrise version of her, but I did. But once Inferno arrives, I will have all of the Kingdom Voyager figures, because I also got Dinobot last week. I'm hoping to get him out of his box soon. The bottom line is I am very far behind in getting my Transformers reviews finished. I think I've got about 20 individual Transformers action figures to do video reviews on. And unfortunately, with everything going on in my life right now, I've been somewhat lazy and haven't had much motivation into doing reviews of all the Transformers figures I've bought. So I'm hoping to turn that around in the coming days, because there's a lot of the Transformers action figures I've done that I really want to do video reviews of. So those are all the Wave 2 Kingdom figures. Oh, I almost forgot one. That one. I decided to, if I'm going to go completist on the Kingdom line, I might as well get all the Kingdom figures that aren't repacks of the Earthrise figures. So I went out and got the most controversial leader class figure of the Kingdom line so far, which is Ultraman. A lot of Transformers fans and collectors are upset by this right here. When he transforms into his alt mode officially, Ultra Magnus isn't able to actually hide his robot mode hands when he's transformed into his alt mode of a Earth semi-truck. And a lot of Transformers collectors were hoping that Ultra Magnus might be a brand new mold, just like Kingdom, just like Beast Wars Megatron and also Galvatron. And some Transformers collectors are disappointed by the fact that Kingdom Ultra Magnus is just a retool of the Siege version of Ultra Magnus. Siege Ultra Magnus was a decent enough, but he still remains a decent leader class figure of Ultra Magnus, and so to have the Kingdom version just be the Siege version done in a more Earth-style vehicle mode, for some reason, many Transformers fans and collectors have been disappointed by that decision on Hasbro's part. Lord Master Starscream, hello. If anyone wants to join up at the top of the live stream chat, I left a link to the live stream. I'll leave it again right here if anyone wants to join. So Lord Master Starscream says he'll join. There's the link, Lord Master Starscream. So glad to have you on board, because my voice is starting to give out from talking amongst myself for so long. So in addition to all the Wave 2 figures, I also got all of the Wave 1 figures from the Kingdom line. I got Core Class Rat Trap, who I did a video review on already. I already unboxed him. I also unboxed Voyager Class Optimus Primal. I haven't done a review on Primal yet, I'm undecided. I'm undecided if I want to do a video review of Optimus Primal. I was just excited to finally have a action figure of him that has a gorilla for his alt mode. So, also got the core class figures in addition to Rat Trap. I also got Optimus Prime and Vertebrake. I think I got all the deluxes. Deluxes, Warpath. I don't know if I'm going to do a video review of Warpath. Got Paleo Trex. Next, and I got Black Arachnia. Don't know why Lord Master Starscream hasn't jumped in yet. I left the link in the video description there for him. Hopefully he'll join soon. But he's not backstage. There he is. Lord Master Starscream, hello and welcome.
Hey, I'm glad I could be here, man. You don't need to be alone on your own stream, man.
Thanks.
No problem. I'm glad I could be here for you, man.
Yeah. So, in addition to Paleotrix, I also got Black Arachnia and the One Kingdom figure that I'm going to review next because shout out to Autocorrect Primer, he sent this to me as a surprise gift. I most definitely am going to be doing a video review of Cheetor. But yes,
nice.
Big thank you to Autocorrect Primer for hooking me up with Cheetor. But yeah. I'm really excited that, in case you missed it, Lord Master Starscream, I only need one more figure to have completed to have all of the Kingdom Waves 1 and 2 Transformers figures.
Which one is that, man?
Voyager Inferno.
Oh, nice.
As soon as I get a hold of Inferno, I'll have completed Waves 1 and 2 of the Kingdom line.
Nice.
Yeah.
Man. I'm curious, man. After seeing the arc, what do you think? Oh man, I'm excited for that. Since it comes
so
with the
am I.
golden disc.
I'm excited for all the Wave 3 Kingdom Transformers. I'm especially excited for the Arc, Galvatron, Rhinox, and Trax. Those are the Wave 3 Kingdom figures at the top of my list.
Oh man, that arc is going to be awesome in the collection.
Yeah, I said earlier in the video when Master Farr was here that the Arc's robot mode is based off a character from the G1 Marvel comics. Autonomous Maximus was his name. But in the comic book, he was known by his nickname of the Last Autobot.
Yeah, I'm curious if that's what they're going to do, because on the box art, there's two arcs. One crashed on top of a volcano, or on the base of the volcano, and there's one in Titan form. I'm curious, and I talked to Otto about this, I'm curious if, this is how Ultra Magnus might come back, the Galvatron will be time traveling, and Rodimus Prime will find out about it, and then they're going to time travel themselves to go after, I guess, the fugitive, and I guess in the future they manage to get the Ark out of the volcano or create a new one that turns into a Titan, and Ultra Magnus Rodimus Prime and Ultra Magnus would come along because he's the military strategist, and I guess Galvatron could bring Cyclonus with him for backup.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm curious if.
Yeah. Well, Hasbro and Takara Tomy are consistent because when you bring time travel into a storyline, it gives you a massive headache. It becomes super confusing very easily. And as far as time travel actually existing in real life, I saw a very thorough documentary that had Stephen Hawking as the host when he was still alive, and that Stephen Hawking basically said that that time travel in the conventional sense as it's portrayed in science fiction movies and TV series, it's impossible to exist because he used the example of someone standing between two wormholes in the space-time continuum, the one in front leading to the past and the other behind leading what comes from what travels back in time from the future. And that imagine if the person standing between the two wormholes raises a pistol and shoots a bullet through one of the wormholes. It travels back in time. It comes out the other portal through the other side and shoots the man in the back. Well, for the time travel as it's presented in the media to exist, the moment the bullet time travels back in time and comes to the other portal, would end up shooting the man in the back before he even pulls the trigger, and the bullet is still inside the pistol. So for time travel in that sense to work, the bullet, the moment it travels back in time, would end up existing in 2 different places at the exact same time. And as far as the laws of physics go, that is virtually impossible for the same object to exist in 2 different places at once. So yeah, time travel. Ever since I saw that documentary with Stephen Hawking, I've realized that time travel isn't as easy as the media portrays it to be. When you factor in the laws of physics and all the math behind what has to happen, it's virtually impossible for time travel in the media's portrayal of it to actually exist.
And
so
I also,
and that's
go ahead.
I was just going to say, and that's what the plot behind the Beast Wars series was Predacon Megatron time traveling to change history, and so with the Beast Wars characters and the Generation 1 Transformers characters colliding with each other, is the entire timeline and history going to be messed up even more so than it was in the Beast Wars series?
No, I'm getting a feeling that might be why there's also 2 arcs. One arc is like they went through a different dimension type thing.
Yeah.
Like they went into the actual Generation 1 dimension.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
My thinking is that Galvatron isn't going to be the only character time traveling. My personal theory right now is that Autonomous Maximus is going to also time travel from an alternate future in which Optimus Prime and the Autobots have defeated, and he's now the last Autobot, and so he's going to change history so that the Autobots don't become extinct.
Yeah, that might be why he might be going after Galvatron, because Galvatron might be the cause of it.
Yeah.
And I also like the Scorponok figure also.
Oh yeah.
And they gave him the little fly from that one Beast Wars episode, Guerrilla Warfare.
Yeah.
That's cool that they added that.
Yeah, that insect drone.
Yeah.
And
especially that Soundwave also with the
the core class figure.
Yeah, I'm shocked that they were able to give him an opening chest and you could actually put a cassette tape in him.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a Buzzsaw, just like how Generation 1 Soundwave came partnered with Buzzsaw.
There'll definitely be a repaint of that figure into Sound Blaster if they want to do it.
Yeah, they could, especially since Sound Blaster is a separate character in the War for Cybertron Netflix series.
Yeah.
That was an interesting plot point, making Sound Blaster a look-alike of Soundwave instead of being an upgraded form of Soundwave.
Yeah, a failed Shockwave experiment.
It's like how many Decepticons are failed Shockwave experiments?
That's a good question. And I'm totally gonna get my hands on the Arc because that's gonna be a good opportunity to get the golden disc.
Bolicious, hello. He's saying Magnus should have survived anyway with his inner botness. Who knows if Ultra Magnus is going to come back?
I hope he does. He was actually a cool character.
Yeah, they might do like they did in IDW Comics, where even though he comes back to life, he's actually being controlled by Minimus Ambus, like the Combiner Wars Ultra Magnus figure.
I can hardly. The thing I'm looking forward to in Kingdom is the Cybertron parts. Like what happened to the other Autobots that when they blew up Shockwave's dome or the arena, excuse me.
Yeah.
I want to know what happened to the rest of them, like Jetfire, Alita 1 and Chrome. Yeah.
And Red Alert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be shocked if Jetfire was the only one that survived all that, unless he
Yeah.
was able to save one of them.
Well, we don't know what happened to Omega Supreme either.
Yeah, the only hint we got was that from Red Alert was when Jetfire was suggesting we call for backup, but he says there's no one left at the base, and no one has heard from Omega Supreme since Crystal City fell.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's cool.
That was a nice call. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say it's cool to know that he survived the battle at the space bridge, but we just don't know what happened to him after Crystal City, apparently.
Yeah, that was a nice callback to the G1 series, Crystal City.
I guarantee you that the Constructicons are in that universe, because if Crystal City fell, the Constructicons are the cause of it, because of the one G1 episode.
Mm-hmm. So, even though the title of this video and the point of this live stream is discussing the King line, do you think we're going to get any more characters in the Studio Series 86 line?
Well, there is already a listing for a Slag figure, but I know a lot of people would like to see a Retgar. That'd be a cool character to get.
And,
because we haven't had a Retgar figure in a long time.
No, the previous Retgar figure released was the Power of the Primes figure in 2018.
And I'm trying to think on what else. We pretty much got a Springer and all that stuff, but unless they decide to do some more of those characters again, but it would be cool to get a Blaster.
Yeah, and Perceptor.
Yeah. And I did say I would like to see some Studio Series 86 Constructicons kind of like released individually, like the Revenge of the Fallen Devastator.
Yeah. Would you want repacks of the Combiner Wars Constructicons, or would you want brand new molds?
I want to say I want to bring the Titans Return one, or the Combiner Wars version, but they probably won't do that, so it might end up being a totally new mold.
Abolitious says that it's been confirmed Retgar is going to be given a Voyager class figure in the Studio Series 86 line. Okay, so that's good to know. I'm just wondering if we're going to get all 5 of the Dinobots.
I hope so.
Or is Snarl going to be overlooked because he only appears in the film for a few seconds?
The Stegosaurus?
Yeah.
Oh. I wonder what happened to that character. I'll have to go back and rewatch G1.
Yeah.
I hope
Snarl only appears in one scene when the Autobots land on Junkion and try to rescue Ultra Magnus when they first become friends with Retgar. Yeah.
And I would also like. Go ahead.
No, you go.
I was gonna say I would like to see a new mold of Blitzwing. See if they could do a good triple changer this time.
Yeah.
And
I talked about I got into a discussion on Discord about that the other day, and honestly, the triple changer character I'd like to see be given a new action figure is Broadside. Can you imagine if we could? What?
Go ahead. Oh, I was gonna say I don't think I ever heard of that character unless I
Broadside.
Yeah, unless it's
he's one of the triple changers, Autobot triple changers alongside Springer and Sandstorm.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch the OG one then.
Yeah, because the thing is, Broadside's ground-based vehicle mode is an aircraft carrier. And so, in the G1 cartoon series, because Broadside has an aircraft carrier for one of his alt modes, what they decided to do was make Broadside twice the size of the other triple changer characters. And so there's been discussion amongst Transformers fans as to whether or not if Broadside is physically the largest triple changer Transformers character. So I personally wouldn't mind if Broadside was given either a leader class or even commander class sized action figure, because he qualifies for being that big. Like in the G1 cartoon, Broadside was slightly taller than Ultra Magnus.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch the old G1 episodes. I haven't seen them in a while, and There was a character I thought about that. I think this was in one of the live streams we Auto did. I can't remember, but I think you said you wanted to see some new renditions or whatever of the Insecticons, or some new.
Yeah, those are some of the
That-
characters I like to see get released in the Studio Series 86 line. Because during the fan vote poll for the Transformers Earthrise line, Shrapnel was one of the characters that lost to Runamuck, being given a deluxe class figure in the Earthrise line. So I'd love for new deluxe class size figures of all three Insecticons to be released in Studio Series 86 line since they appear in the movie.
I think it would be good to go well with the Dinobots. Like, I mean, they're releasing Dinobots. Why not Insecticons?
Yeah, and it's rumored that Studio Series Scourge is going to be repainted and retooled into the sweeps.
There's a repaint that, as a Generation Select figure, that there's a Autobot version of Scourge.
I haven't heard of that. I haven't heard of that.
I'll see if I can find the picture. I don't know if it was fan made or not, but it was. I think this is in a G1 episode where there was a version of Scourge was an Autobot or something like that, or
might have been an animation error because we got a desert camouflage version of Shockwave.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Now that I'll have to go and see that.
Yeah. Balicious says that it might be DevCon. If it is, I'd be down for it because the only action figure of DevCon that's been released by Hasbro was a BotCon exclusive figure.
I'm trying to think of. I would like to see a gun version of Megatron, but I know that's not going to happen due to gun laws. But
oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
The closest thing we're going to get is the tiny laser gun that the Core Class Megatron figure comes with.
Yeah, I'm shocked they got away with that because I know. Well, because I know there's some like really small guns out there that can actually hurt people and all that stuff. That you can actually put a bullet in it and it can fit in the palm of your hand.
Yeah, I saw that on a Crime Alert show years ago.
Yeah, and I can understand why they won't make Megatron into a gun on that size of a scale.
For me personally, the first Transformers series I ever watched was Transformers Armada, and so I've always embraced the idea of Megatron having a tank for his alt mode. I've always liked that idea because, especially since you consider the fact that military tanks are just guns on wheels.
Yeah, I mean, I would be okay if they, even though it won't be accurate, I would be cool if they came out with another version of Megatron, maybe as a leader class, and I guess put a lot of if it's possible to put enough engineering into it to hide a lot of the tank parts, they can make it kind of look like let me grab him. There he is. G1 Megatron.
Yeah.
Because this is the only G1 style version of Megatron I actually got is from the Red series, but it would be cool to actually have a version of this Megatron.
Yeah.
Because I would like to get the masterpiece version of the G1 Megatron, but I'd probably end up getting the KO version just to leave in gun mode. Because I really don't want to pay that full of a price.
Yeah, well, the only gun mode Megatron that I have in my collection is the Takara Tomy exclusive Henkei Megatron.
Oh, I'm curious. Are the Henkei figures like knockoff figures? I think I owned a Henkei figure back then. I think it was cheap plastic. Is that like cheap plastic, or is that made from the same? Okay.
No, they're not knockoffs. What Takara Tomy did was, starting in 2008, after Hasbro released the Classics line and was starting to release the Universe Classics 2.0 line, Takara Tomy decided to repaint all those figures and sell them in the Japanese market to see if Japanese collectors would be open to the idea of upgraded action figures that were like more modern day versions of the G1 figures from the 80s.
Yeah.
The only way Hasbro could turn Megatron into a handheld device was for him to be a Nerf blaster.
Yeah.
So the Henkei version of Megatron that was released by Takara Tomy, it's basically a Nerf blaster done in the black and silver of G1 Megatron.
Yeah, and I think that that model of a gun is actually based on I have the Nerf gun, but I would have to go find it. But yeah, I forgot about that Megatron figure. I might end up picking up that figure, even if I can't find the Henkei version. It would at least it would be. I think it would be at least cool to have a Megatron that turns into a gun in the collection.
So technically, this version of Megatron shoots styrofoam darts out of him. Yeah. Well, I mean, he doesn't actually. No, he doesn't actually. I'm just saying.
Does that one light up? I think
no electronic lights or features. Okay. The only gimmick that this version of Megatron possesses is that when you pull back on the trigger, it hits a tiny ratchet joint that makes a loud click. So it actually sounds like you're firing Nerf darts in succession.
Oh.
Yeah. If you have to get this mold, do not get the Hasbro Classics version because, even though it's much cheaper than the Takara Tomy repaints, that version of Megatron, it looks just like a Nerf blaster. It's done in bright purple, creamy white, and neon green colors. So get either the Henkei version like I got, or get the United version. Because the United version takes it a step further from the Henkei version. Because like you look here on the Henkei Megatron, he's got all these red stripes on him. The United version, the United Voyager class version of Megatron, it gets rid of all those stripes and just replaces them with silver. So it's even more true and accurate.
Oh, okay.
There is one part of the Henkei version of Megatron that I think makes it outshine the other uses of this mold, and it's that right up here on Megatron's fusion cannon, his Decepticon faction symbol is actually purple chrome. Yeah.
Nice.
And I personally have never seen purple chrome anywhere else than on here.
Yeah, it looks like that. That one you hold is a rare figure.
Yeah.
Wow, that one looks like it is a rare figure to come by. The Henkei version.
It is, because Takara Tomy released it back in 2008. I was lucky a few years ago I found someone selling that one on Amazon for $75.
Wow.
That's the cheapest I've ever seen it go for.
Wow. Yeah, I think I can't remember, but one of the first Transformers figures I got was, I believe, the Legends of Vector Prime from Transformers Cybertron. But I can't remember if it was that figure or the this 2-pack right here with Megatron and Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were some of the first figures I ever got. I didn't know what those figures were at the time.
Well, what happened was those deluxe class figures of Optimus Prime and Megatron, they were originally released in the Transformers Classics line, but they didn't sell that well at all. And Hasbro had so many of those figures in stock. Those were released, I believe, in 4 different Transformers toy lines because Hasbro wanted to get rid of all the copies that that had been manufactured. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember getting. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, those deluxe class figures of Optimus Prime and Megatron, they originally sold in the Classics line. So after being sold in the Classics line, they were also released in the Transformers Universe Classics line, the original Transformers Universe line, the Transformers Generations line, and I think they might have been released as one of the subgroups of the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen line, but yeah, those were the least sold Transformers figures from the original Transformers Classics line in 2006, and apparently Hasbro had manufactured so many of them and they didn't sell at all, so they were released in, I think, 3 or 4 different Transformers lines before Hasbro finally got rid of all the ones that had been manufactured. Yeah. And part of the reason why they didn't sell was because of the gimmicks that they possess.
Yeah, Optimus Prime with the spinning waist rotation. That, yeah, I can understand, because you always have to try to get it centered. And Megatron had the spinning like mesa attachment on his arm that could come off. And to be honest, I think that would actually hurt someone, because it's just like a little red spike that's not even soft. It's, if you keep pressing it, it's actually going to hurt someone. So
yeah, but it's also made out of clear plastic, so there's a chance of you breaking it by accident.
Yeah. And I believe I got that set at Dollar General years ago.
I got my set. Yeah, I got my set at Big Lots.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I can't remember. How much was that set going for? I can't remember.
I think it retailed originally for $20.
Yeah,
because they were sold back when deluxes were still going for $10 a piece.
Yeah,
so it was like $10 for Optimus Prime and $10 for Megatron.
Yeah, I think that's how much I got mine for. And I remember at one point I went to Dollar General one day. I can't remember how old I was, and I came across that set again. I think it was going for like $10. I can't remember.
Yeah, that was exactly about right.
And I really wanted to pick that set up again, because my set, when I was a kid, I was young and I break things. So, and I might end up rebuying that set again one day just to leave it in the box. And yeah, I remember that I never got this version. They released I remember like 2 versions of it. Like, I guess when it first came out or something like that. One that had a DVD that came with it that I want to say is what's the word? False advertising on the cover. Like, it has like pictures of the 2 fighting, but I guess that's not what you're really getting. And then there's another version that doesn't have the DVD.
Yeah, that was the original Classics version. Only the DVD was the original edition.
Yeah, I always looked when I was a kid and I found out about the DVD. I always looked on YouTube to see what was on that DVD, and I never found out. But I'm gonna guess it's just nothing but G1 episodes on there that doesn't match the cover art.
Yeah, that's probably most likely the case. Yeah, let me see.
And yeah, if Retgar is going to be a Voyager class, I hope that'd be an interesting scale to have your Deluxes ride. Like maybe Hot Rod, you could put him on a Retgar and have him ride him.
Oh yeah.
And I guess that would make a little sense for the scale, but I would picture him as a Deluxe class figure, unless he was a little bit taller.
Yeah, it could be.
I'm gonna have to rewatch G1 again to see. And trying to think of some other G1 characters. I feel like the reason why they're not releasing any of the other figures is because a lot of them already came out for the Siege, Earthrise, and Kingdom already. I want to say I would like to see a Hound, but he only appeared for 1 second of a scene.
Yeah. So Master Starscream, that a DVD version of Classics Optimus Prime Megatron you were talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I just found the Transformers Wikipedia page on it, and apparently there's 3 episodes of it on that DVD.
G1.
What?
G1 episodes.
No.
Something secret.
No, not secret. What it is that there's 3 episodes from each of the 3 Unicron Trilogy series. There's 1 episode from Transformers Armada, 1 from Energon, and 1 from Cybertron.
Huh. False advertising. Come on now. Why couldn't you just do some editing or something like that and make a cartoon or something like that to go with it? Gosh. I remember Transformers Animated also. And hang on, there was that set, Transformers Animated, with an Optimus Prime and Megatron 2-pack with Transformers Animated DVD.
Yeah.
And they also did that with Transformers Prime Wheeljack when it came with the DVD Loose Camus or something like that. One of the names of the episode.
That was sold with several of the deluxes in the Prime line.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, DVD of that came with classics Optimus Prime and Megatron. It uses footage from the 3 Unicron Trilogy cartoons while a narrator explains the war between the Autobots and the Decepticons from the G1 series. Yeah.
What a ripoff.
I
guess.
Yeah. So it's almost like it uses footage from the 3 Unicron Trilogy cartoons to explain the Generation 1 cartoon series. Like, imagine using footage of Armada Optimus Prime to explain how Generation 1 Optimus Prime is.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. Even the picture of the cover art shows both classics Optimus Prime and Megatron fighting. That's going to be the DVD you get. Wow. I ain't getting that. Yep, I'll pass.
At least with the DVD that came with the Transformers Animated and the DVD that came with Deluxe Class Prime and Megatron, at least they did fight each other in the pilot episode, which is the episode on that DVD. Yeah.
And yeah. Oh my gosh, wow.
Not at all what you expected, huh?
No, I YouTubed that as a kid, and I YouTube did a couple years ago, and I still couldn't find anything on it. I figure that it was something G1 related, or if it was something secret that that is not allowed on the internet.
Yeah. Well, I have the title of the DVD. You want to look it up for yourself later on.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, the DVD is titled Optimus Prime versus Megatron: The Ultimate Battle. That's the title of the DVD.
Oh my gosh. And oh man. I was hoping that reminds me, I was also hoping that we would get to see new Studio Series figures on April 9th. Maybe instead of Kingdom, but the only thing we got close to a Studio Series was a Shattered Glass Blur.
Yeah.
Which I thought that figure was pretty interesting.
And
this is a discussion I had with Autocorrect Primer. I feel like they're pushing to do something with the Shattered Glass. They're already doing Kingdom, and people are, oh no. Okay, hopefully he'll be back. No, not his internet. Hopefully he'll be back. I'm not going to take over his stream, but that's me just being funny.
Sorry, I accidentally cut myself on the live stream. Sorry
I
about
thought your
that.
internet. It's all right. I thought your internet acted up.
No. So, what were you saying before I accidentally remove myself?
God darn it. What was the last thing you heard?
That about the shattered glass.
Oh, yeah. Since they're already doing Kingdom or the Beast Wars characters for Kingdom, and people are getting the figures, and now they're going to do the re-release line, and I guess there's a working title for a Beast Wars, or maybe a Beast Wars movie. And I'm curious if they're going to do something with the Shattered Glass, like we already have Optimus Prime and Ratchet, and a couple other Shattered Glass figures that were recently released. I can't remember. And now that
I know this is just my own. This is just me spitballing. I think Hasbro and Tomy, primarily Hasbro. I think what they want to try and do is make the Shattered Glass story like a main franchise storyline for the Transformers franchise, like a storyline that large numbers of the Transformers fans, both young and old, can invest in.
Yeah, that, and also releasing Blur, I feel like they might try to come up with a series, which I think that would be awesome to see. Something new, like having Optimus Prime and Bumblebee as the bad guy, and Megatron and Starscream are the good guys.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah, because like imagine if they did the Shattered Glass story as an animated series. Can you imagine a heroic Megatron battling a sinister Optimus Prime?
That I would actually like to see that, because the only thing they did for Shattered Glass is in the comics.
Exactly, and half the figure. And I'm going to tell you something if you just in case you didn't know this. Some of the figures that were released in the Transformers 2007 movie 1 line, Hasbro ended up having them double as Shattered Glass figures. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, like the Transformers 2007 movie 1 Armorhide figure that was released exclusively at Target stores. It was a repaint of Cybertron Armorhide. That figure actually doubles as Shattered Glass Huffer.
Oh.
Yeah. And then what other characters were there? Storm Surge ends up doubling as Shattered Glass Sea Spray. Hey, I'm trying to think. Hey, let me look it up on the Transformers Wikipedia. Yeah, some of the figures.
Okay. Yeah, I like it. See, like
released in that line. Yeah, they just double as shattered figures of Shattered Glass Transformers.
Yeah, I would actually like to see Megatron as the good guy doing good instead of bad. That'd be something. So yeah, I think that's what they're pushing for. They're trying to see if people are interested in Shattered Glass.
Oh yeah.
And I figured to be released also on the Shattered Glass line.
Oh yeah, definitely. Okay, yeah. So some of the figures that I have. Yeah, because it even says like if you go to the Transformers Wikipedia, you look at the Transformers Shattered Glass toy line, the action figures released. It actually lists repurposed figures as figures that were released in one line as a separate character that actually end up doubling as Shattered Glass figures. Because because like some of the like most of the like all of the Scout class figures that were released in the 2007 movie 1 line, they were all released exclusively at Target stores, but almost all those figures Hasbro decided to later act as the Shattered Glass versions of other Transformers characters. Like 2007 movie, the 2007 first movie, Alita 1 figure doubles as a Shattered Glass RC, Hardtop as Beachcomber, Strong Arm he represents Brawn. On Warpath is Crosshairs. There's Armorhide doubles as Huffer. Storm Surge doubles as Sea Spray. But yeah, there's quite a few Transformers action figures out there that basically they're officially not labeled as being Shattered Glass Transformers figures, but Hasbro decided to turn them into the Shattered Glass Transformers characters for the comic books that were released east at BotCon.
Oh. So yeah, I think it would be interesting to see a Shattered Glass series, maybe on as an animated or a Netflix type thing with the same graphics as Siege and Kingdom.
Oh yeah.
If that's what people really want to see.
Oh yeah, and I think.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons why we're getting a lot of Shattered Glass figures is because I think Transformers fans would like to see Optimus Prime and Megatron switch roles, just to see what it's like.
And also, I'd like to see Megatron care for the humans instead of hating them and trying to destroy them.
Yeah.
And Optimus Prime hates them and he's trying to destroy them.
Yeah, because I think the only thing in the Shattered Glass universe that's the same as the regular Transformers universe. I think the only thing that's the same, the only characters who don't switch roles are Primus and Unicron. If I remember correctly. But I think even in the Shattered Glass universe, Unicron is still the Chaos Bringer, and Primus is the heroic creator of the Transformers.
That'd be interesting if the roles were switched on those.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember reading a few years ago, I got really interested in wanting to read how the characters were portrayed in the Shattered Glass universe, and Starscream, instead of being treacherous and wanting to usurp Megatron as commander, Starscream is actually afraid of Megatron dying, and he wants Megatron to continue to be commander of the Decepticons because he doesn't want the leadership role because he's afraid of taking it on. And Megatron keeps telling him that if he were to die in battle, that Starscream's the perfect candidate for the job. And
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, and on the Autobot side, both Ultra Magnus and Hot Rod are competing with each other to see if they be able to destroy Optimus Prime and become the next wielder of the Autobot Matrix of. I can't remember if the Shattered Glass Matrix is known as the Matrix of Chaos or if it's known as the Matrix of Enslavement. I can't remember.
Trying to, let me see. Here it is. Yeah, like I said, looking at this Shattered Glass Blur figure. Hopefully, this image will load. Oh, I guess the internet on there. Like the look of the Blur figure is just whoa.
Yeah, is that a monocle or an eye patch on his face?
That's what I'm trying to look at. If my internet will. Okay, there we go. Yeah, because it looks like his face is just all torn up, from what I see.
Yeah.
Let me see. Here's a good picture. Loading. There we go.
I mean, if I make it full screen.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like he has an eye patch because it looks like he has a big cut right there. So yeah, I guess that is an eye patch.
Either that or it's
Go ahead.
Either that or it's a monocle like animated Blitzwing.
Reminds me for some reason of Demolisher, but Demolisher had an eye that was just bigger than the other. So yeah, that looks creepy, like the smile.
Yeah. Okay, so I just looked at an image of a blur on the Shattered Glass Blur on the Transformers Wikipedia. It is an eye patch. Blur lost his eyeball and had an eye patch placed on top of it.
And there's his Autobot logo.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be actually cool to. That looks creepy. It looks like. I don't want to say it like this. He looks like death or something like that. Every time I look at that face, like a really bad version of him.
Yeah. Well, I think the thing with the appearances of the Shattered Glass Autobots is that they're meant to look more psychotic and sinister compared to their heroic counterparts from the regular universe.
I think even though this figure is going to cost $600, I like when they showed off this Optimus Prime right here. That's voice commands. I got a little emotional when I saw some of the video clips of that figure when the guy says, Optimus Prime, are you my friend? And then Optimus Prime does the little pose and says, you are my friend. Like, and I'm shocked that it can make all those poses and all that and not fall over. I thought it was going to be able to walk, but I guess that's the future. Yeah. And I said to Otto, like, this right here is like a new generation of a Transformers figure. I would gladly like to see a Megatron of that.
Oh, yeah. Even if he's a tank.
Yeah. The only figure I might not buy unless he does appear as Lava, or for some reason Lava Bones is this repaint of
Ractonite.
Yeah, Ractonite with all those blast effects. Because I'm looking at the poster. Where's the box art? Okay, I guess it's not on here. But I'll show. But the box art on the background looks like fireworks going off.
Oh yeah. I think it's just because.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, Abolitious is signing off from the live stream chat. Gotta go. Take it easy, boys. Okay. Thank you for starting my live stream chat, Abolitious.
All right. Trying to see if I could find the. Okay, I'm on the wrong page.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would actually like to get the Rodimus Prime figure because I like that you can store the Matrix on. And I think that it is a Voyager size figure because I did see a comparison between him and the Deluxe Studio, or not Deluxe, the Voyager version, but that is a Deluxe build.
This.
Yeah.
I think that compartment is actually meant for this Matrix that Studio Series Hot Rod comes with.
I'll be shocked if that's the case.
Yeah. To be honest, what would shock me is if the Matrix that comes attached to the chain with Kingdom Galvatron is the exact same Matrix we get here with Studio Series Hot Rod.
Oh yeah, here's some artwork right here. Yeah, that's what the artwork looks like. When you open the box,
let me full screen you.
Yeah, that's what the artwork looks on the inside of the box. The outside of the box is white, but yeah, if this character does appear in the series, I might end up getting it, but to me that figure is like just a pass. And
is that supposed to be a Netflix figure?
No, this is I guess it has Pulse exclusive figure, I believe. And like I said, here's when the guy opens up the figure, and there's I guess the figure and the box with the blast effects, and if you look right there, there's the inside of the box with the same art. I think those blast effects are maybe not fireworks actually. Let me look at all the colors. Like maybe like the blue is the Autobots and the purple is the Decepticons. Fighting on the battlefield. Let me see.
Yeah. Oh, Lord Master Starscream, Bolicious said he subscribed to your channel.
Oh, thank you, man. Thanks for the sub, man.
Yeah.
And also, I think it's I like that the arc and I'm sure this is going to get lost almost immediately, but you get to have a little mini Optimus Prime that goes with the arc.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that the arc is not meant to scale with the core class figures. Well, I mean, you can
It's
add
not.
them. Yeah, it's meant for those little tiny figures. Even the Rodimus Prime and the Galvatron figures that come with the Unicron.
Yeah.
So I think the Galvatron figure, the guns that he has, goes with the Unicron, or are meant to scale with Unicron. And
yeah, because
yeah.
those guns are obviously the spaceship that Unicron gives Galvatron in the G1 movie.
I really do like the look of that Rhinox figure, though.
Oh yeah,
The
looks almost like he has this. Looks almost
Right.
like he transforms the exact same way as the Generations 2014 Rhinox figure.
There you go. And I like that you can open and close the jaw.
Yeah.
And real quick, the only thing that I guess I can complain about is I feel like the guns are maybe a little too small, like the round part with the buzzsaw. Maybe
Yeah.
it's me. I feel like they're supposed to be bigger. But
the ones on the Generations Voyager Rhinox figure that was released back in 2014, those are twice the size of the ones on the Kingdom figure, and they possess a gimmick where you have these you push down on these buttons and they spin them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And I will confess this: I said in a live stream that Wing Finger, I thought it was going to be a Predacon, and I thought it was going to be a core class figure, but it turns out he's actually, he or she, I don't know, is actually a deluxe figure.
Yeah. And he's the first fossilizer that's a Maximal.
And I'm looking at this, and I said to Otto, like, look at the head. It looks adorable. It doesn't look evil looking.
Looks almost like it looks almost like Zero from The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, I just thought of that. And and for those who are wondering, how do you know it's a deluxe size figure? Because a core class figure is not going to be that size to combine with both Wheeljack and Trax. And that Trax figure looks awesome.
Oh yeah. And I said earlier in the live stream chat, this is the first Trax figure we've gotten in a decade.
Ever since the Masterpiece?
Ever since the released by Hasbro. The last Trax figure released by Hasbro was the reveal of the Shield version in 2011.
I like the color on it. And I just noticed something on his leg. I do hope this is not going to be a permanent thing. Please don't leave it there, Hasbro. Move it.
What?
Move the barcodes. Let me zoom out a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the manufacturing number.
That will be so bad. I hope they move that somewhere else. But yeah, the paint looks really good. I especially like the little paint on the arms.
Oh yeah. Weren't those stickers on the G1 version?
I never owned the G1 version. I'll have to look at some reviews.
Okay.
And I like that they put enough engineering to both go from car to the flying version of the car form and robot mode.
Oh yeah.
They did good on the engineering of that figure.
Oh, they did. I think the engineering on the Kingdom line overall has been pretty fantastic.
And yeah, I'm totally gonna get the Scorponok figure because
same here.
One of my favorite parts with Scorponok is I think both Waspinator and Scorponok were trying to infiltrate the Maximal base, but unfortunately Sentinel, I guess is the computer name, they activated the computer on time, and then the guns were being aimed right at both of them. Waspinator got shot, and then Scorponok was so terrified he kept clicking.
It was Tarantulas. Yeah, the other character was Tarantulas. I saw that episode recently.
Yeah, and he started clicking and all that. He couldn't stop. And then the guns were
barely move. Yeah, that was funny because Tarantulas, he barely moves and he's like, bang, gone. And Scorponok is so scared, he's like, if I move, I'm gonna get blasted. Lisa, remember, she starts clicking his pinchers.
And Scorponok was funny.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And
I hope we get to see images of Pterosaur soon.
And that's another thing. Out of all these figures that were shown, the only ones we never got to see was Deluxe Waspinator and Voyager Tigertron. So there's a new wave that's going to be coming out, and maybe, I guess, some other figures if the listings get leaked.
Well, the Siege and Earthrise lines were both 4 waves in length.
So, what wave? This was wave. We're on wave 2 right now, and that's wave 3. Okay.
Yeah, that's wave 3.
Okay.
So it appears that Tigertron, Waspinator, and Pterosaur might be wave 4 Kingdom figures.
And I think Tarantulas was on I don't know. I think he was on one of the cards. I'm gonna have to look.
We haven't got any confirmation yet if Tarantulas is going to be given a figure in the Kingdom line. I sure hope he does, because he's the last Season 1 Beast Wars character to be given a figure in the Kingdom line.
And yeah, I think he was like the Starscream. I always thought of Pterosaur as that way whenever he ate that super energon and he became so powerful he blew Megatron to parts. I always thought of him as the Starscream, but Tarantulas is more of the Starscream, I feel like.
Yeah. Well, the thing with Tarantulas is that he actually is almost like I can't think of a character to compare him with that was rated before him, but Tarantulas was just like Sideways from Transformers Armada, where he was actually a herald of Unicron, wasn't he? Or did I mess that up?
In the Beast Wars?
Yeah.
I think I'll have to go back and rewatch. I think Tarantulas was a spy in.
Yeah, for the Tripedicus Council.
Yeah, he was an undercover agent, I guess, that was trying to capture Megatron.
Yeah, I've always imagined Tarantulas being like Double Dealer more than Starscream.
And yeah, I guess Pterosaur is the Starscream out of all of them.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course, Waspinator's just unlucky.
Poor Waspinator. Yeah. On this card right here, and it looks like this is a card I never did get, but on this Black Arachnia card, it looks like she has her like red, purple, and gold, I guess her transmetal colors, and then there's Waspinator and Scorponok and Dinobot in the background. I thought it was going to be Tarantulas, but out of all, we already got both Black Arachnia and Scorponok and so yeah, the only one we're missing now is Waspinator from that list.
Yeah.
But that would be cool if they do at least almost all the Beast Wars characters.
Yeah. I hope Pterosaur is a new mold. The only figures that have really come out that he could be mold mates with are Airazor or a Swoop from the Power of the Primes line.
I can't remember. Did you ever get Airazor?
I got her today at Walmart.
Oh, nice, man. Your first Airazor figure?
Here she is, Lord Master Starscream.
Nice.
Uh-huh. And in addition to her, I also found today when I went to Walmart.
Huffer. Nice.
Yeah.
Wow, you got a lot of unboxing to do, man. But
yeah, I have 20 Transformers.
Oh, God.
Yeah. That's why I don't know if I'm going to be able to do reviews of all of them.
Wow. That's nice. That's your first Airazor figure?
Yeah. So Master Farr, he's in the live stream chat. He has a joke for us. What's the difference between a Transformers fan and a pizza? I don't know, Master Farr. What is it?
hang on, let me see here. Let me comments. Let me see here. Well, all right. What is the difference between a Transformers fan and a pizza?
I
don't know. I
don't know.
I want to say they're both different, but I don't know. They have nothing in common. Oh boy, I gotta wait to hear this. But yeah,
is it that they're both? Is it that we're cheesy for all the right reasons?
We're cheesy for Transformers. I'll be shocked if that's what it is. But yeah, I'm totally gonna save up money for that arc. I told Otto if he's able to pre-order it for me. I told him that I'm probably gonna focus more on the Beast figures. Like I probably won't be spending my money that much because I want to try to get the arc because it has the golden disc accessories. Like when the first images came out, they did not show the disc.
No,
and now when they did the little live stream and they showed the discs, okay, I'm getting it, and I like that it comes with both the Sounds of Earth, the Sounds of Earth and the Vok disc.
Oh yeah, I'm really excited for that.
And the only thing we ever got close to the golden disc was a Unicron type set or something like that. That was actually made out of real metal. That is rare.
Oh yeah, the titanium series Unicron figure.
Yeah, and then we got the Masterpiece Beast Wars Dinobot that had one golden disc. So
yeah,
they definitely putting the golden discs on the expensive line of things. But the arc will totally be worth it, considering it. You're getting the arc and the Teletrain 1 station that transforms into, I forgot what character. People said the head and all that is based off a character.
Yeah, the Teletran 1 is based on the character Mainframe.
Yeah. I'll just call him Mainframe. Anyways, we're getting the Titan class arc and the Teletrain 1 Mainframe, and then for the accessories, we're getting, I guess, 4 blast effects for the thrusters and 2 golden discs, a mini Optimus Prime, and I think there was something else. I can't remember. I think that's it, unless there's something else I'm missing. But see, considering the arc will come with the golden discs, and by the way, this is the first version of the arc we actually ever got that's G1 accurate, so that's gonna that'll be good.
Yeah, the closest thing that we got was
Dark of the Moon, or no, not Dark of the Moon, Cyberverse.
Yeah, that came with Optimus Prime, where it turned into armor for him.
And I think it would be fair, like if this is like for the core class thing for both a play set and a Titan figure, I think it would be fair if we got the Nemesis. Even if it would be cool.
I agree.
Even if they have to make it transform, I still want to see the Nemesis. It's not.
Oh yeah.
And I'll say what I said to Otto. It's not fair that if we get the arc, that they don't make the Nemesis. We need the Nemesis to go with the arc.
Okay, so the other accessory piece you were trying to remember that the new Kingdom arc comes with, it's the satellite drone that Teletran sends out.
Yeah, Sky Spy?
Yeah, the Sky Spy.
Yeah, that's I can't believe that escaped me.
I know.
So yeah, that's a hardly that character.
Well, earlier in the live stream, I was having trouble remembering a Transformers character's name, and I finally remembered it, Cindersaur. And the reason,
Go ahead.
well, yeah, the one of the fossilizers coming out in Wave 3 of the Kingdom line is going to be a straight-up repaint of Vertebrate. But unlike Vertebrake, who has been confirmed to be a female character, the character that's being repainted from her is going to be a male character.
Diracodon.
Yeah. Well, his name, Dracodon.
Dracodon. Oh, yeah. I like how they explain, like, his character is supposed, the figure is supposed to be based off of radiation bones, or bones that have radiation on it. That's interesting. Radioactive. So we got regular fossil bones, radiation bones, and lava bones.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then of course there's that purple repaint of Paleotrex that's being released with Megatron in the Netflix Wave 3 spoiler pack.
Someone brought this up in a video. I can't remember who. I think it was. Oh, it was Prime versus Prime. He said that the fossilizer Skelevore, which is his, but I think it's funny he called him Skeletor, but I'll call him by his. But anyway, Skelevore is supposed to be based off of, like, when the Predacons are scanning their forms, the bones glow purple.
Yeah, because of the Predacon's computer.
Yeah, so I guess that's what that was a reference to. The Skelevore is meant to be based off the scanning, and considering that spoiler pack has Megatron wearing the Matrix as a vest, and it has the Allspark, and so what is he gonna be like in the in one of the episodes? Like, he's gonna be right next to some T-Rex bones, and he'll drop the Allspark or something, and it'll reformat him into T-Rex Megatron.
Yeah, who knows? As far as I know, there are a few characters in the Netflix line that have not yet appeared in the War for Cybertron Trilogy series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And see, I think it's supposed to come out in June or July.
It was it was supposed to originally come out in May, but Netflix pushed it back to June.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll get a trailer maybe next month, because at least they'll give us a trailer a month before it's released. And the month it comes out, they'll release the final trailer.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I see the pattern. They'll release but even though when Siege was coming out, that didn't happen. It was due to the pandemic. But
yeah,
what I see from Earthrise is, I'll have to go back and look. I think they'll release the trailer a month before the series comes out, and to let everyone know it's coming, and then they'll release the final trailer on the month it does come out, before it's released. Yeah, and I want to know what they're going to show in that trailer. T-Rex Megatron, or I don't know. I'm just curious.
Well, considering the direction the story's been moving in, I think there's a lot for them to discuss in a short amount of time.
6 episodes. That's why I'm getting a gut feeling that it may not be wrapped up. I think we might get another series, or maybe at least one more. Like, how are you gonna, like, go to Earth, wake up, and I guess meet the Maximals and the Predacons, or the Autobots meet the Maximals and the Decepticons meet the Predacons. They have to find the Allspark and go back to Cybertron, and they have to explain what happened after the explosion and all that. Like, 6 episodes, unless they're gonna make them longer, that would make sense.
Maybe, because when you consider the fact that the original G1 series ended on a cliffhanger with, at least in the United States, it ended on a cliffhanger with the final scene being
oh my gosh,
being Galvatron and Lord Zarek arguing with each other.
Oh my gosh,
the G1 series ended on a cliffhanger, so I'm worried about this on a Netflix series.
If they ended on a cliffhanger, I don't know what to think after that. That would totally suck. Unless it, like, ends off with reality being changed.
Well, with all the time traveling that Galvatron does, they probably end up doing a reset button.
Yeah, or, like, here's, like, considering that the Titan class arc has like you got the Titan version of the Ark, and you have an Ark that's already crashed. I want to say that the Siege line is from an alternate universe, and the Autobots are already crashed on Earth. But yeah, and plus they went through the dead universe, so they no telling if when Prime threw the Allspark into the space bridge, and it no telling if they entered or if it fluctuated so much or something like that, it went through to a different dimension.
Yeah, or a different moment in history through a time portal.
Yeah.
So, well, Lord Master Starscream, I'm so sorry, but I'm falling asleep, so I think I'm gonna call it. The live stream's gone on for 2 hours, so thank you, Lord Master Starscream, for stopping by and for making this live stream worthwhile. Thank you so much for coming on to join. Thank you also to Mr. Farr, who joined me at the beginning. Thank you to those in the live stream chat, Baulicious and Mr. Transformers Master 5857 Comedian Central. Okay, so Master Farr finally gave the answer to that joke he asked us. What's the difference between a Transformers fan and a pizza? One tastes good.
Oh my gosh. You can't eat Transformers.
No.
They're plastic.
I thought the answer was going to be the difference between a Transformers fan and a pizza is that they both slice things differently.
Oh my gosh. No, that's a good one. Yeah, they slice things. Shing shing. Oh my gosh. What's the difference between a Transformers fan and a pizza? They slice things differently.
One has more cheese, but the other is cheesier.
Yeah. All right.
Well, anyways, thank you, Lord Master Starscream, for stopping by. Thank you for helping make the live stream entertaining, and
no problem, man.
Thank you so much for thank you so much for joining me in this discussion on the Transformers Kingdom line. Thank you to all my subscribers for your continued support. Please go and subscribe to Lord Master Starscream's YouTube channel because he does fantastic videos. And for being on here, Lord Master Starscream, I'll leave a link down in the video description to your YouTube channel.
Okay, man.
And all that. So yes, thank you guys for everyone who stopped by. The Transformers Kingdom line is now in full swing. Both Waves 1 and 2 of the Kingdom line have been released. Wave 3 is coming in July. Here's hope and fingers crossed that all of the Kingdom figures that are being released will be even more impressive than the ones we got in Waves 1 and 2. So one last time, thank you once again, Lord Master Starscream, for joining. And until next time, you guys, transform and roll out. Goodbye, everyone.